Hi, so it's Claude Larson, and I'm back in my studio. And those of you who follow me in my newsletter, I've been talking about my word for the year and what I plan to do for 2024. And really, what I want to do is some editing. I have a lot of old work I'd like to revisit, and I have a lot of supplies. I don't know if you've ever done this, but the shiny new supply, and then you buy it and you use it a couple times, and then you get on to something else, you forget about it, it gets tossed to the wayside. And so, I have a fair amount of supplies in my studio, many of which I use, but some of which have been sort of, pushed back to the back of the shelf. So, what I did, because I'm not really setting a resolution, right, for the year, I'm sort of just curating what I want for this part of the journey. So I took a big piece of paper. This is, I think, 18 by 24. And I just made two lists. One is I listed it as resources. So these are all the things I have. Different kinds of paper, different kinds of canvas, cradle panels, what paints I have, what drawing materials I have, the fact that I have some old work in a drawer that I'd like to revisit. And on the other side, I put, what are my interests? So what have I been thinking about, as I go through, like my morning journaling, or I find these little sticky notes that I've stuck, I had an idea, I wrote it down, I stuck it somewhere in my studio, and I compile them, and all of a sudden, like, the same themes keep cropping up. Or I made a Pinterest board, and I'm really intrigued by the idea of, investigating X, right? So I listed that. These are my interests. These are things that I kind of want to, like, mess around with. And if you don't know where to start, it's like, well, now all I have to do is look at my resource list. Okay, so I want to revisit some old work. But on here, I really do want to make more collage papers, but I want to try blind contour drawing. So wouldn't blind contour drawing be a great way to make some collage papers? I'd just take some of my already existing collage papers and do my blind drawing over top with something permanent. I don't know, a Sharpie or a Posca pen or whatever. And it just clarifies, what do I have to work with? How do my materials match my interests? How could I think out of the box, right? One thing I really want to explore is vessels, like working 3D, containers. I don't know where that's going to go, but I have all this old work. I could cut it up and go along with what the plans are for that. I have old art quilts. I could cut them up and try to make them out of fiber. I could combine things. So if you're not sure what you want to do next, and you have some things you'd like to start to investigate, I'm just putting this idea out to you. Go through what you already have and make a list of supplies, because all of a sudden the dots start to connect. Oh, I want to look at this. You know what? I could do it using these particular materials, and just have a play at it, have a go, see what happens. So that's where I'm going at the moment. It seems willy-nilly, but it's not, because I'm following things that I've been writing down for a long time I'm interested in messing around with. And then rather than going out and buying a shiny new material, I'm using what I already have. And that could be stuff you just have around the house, right? If you don't have an extensive amount of art supplies, it doesn't have to be a lot of things. But, it's worth writing down. For me, it brings a lot of clarity. So I hope that's helpful. I hope you have a productive and creative day, and thanks for being here. Hope you subscribe to my newsletter as well, because that's where my blog posts come out, and these videos are attached in that as well. Okay, thanks so much. Have a great day. Bye.